This creature was spotted by a team of researchers in a forest in Texas, but as they got closer, they were completely terrified by what they discovered and immediately called the police. During an expedition in a remote part of the forest, the group was busy collecting samples when, suddenly, they saw something moving in the distance. It was a tall, black figure with long, disproportionate legs. They couldn't identify what it was, but its presence caused discomfort. Curious, the researchers followed the creature from a distance, recording everything. The closer they got, the stronger the feeling that something was wrong grew. The creature suddenly stopped and slowly turned its face, revealing disturbing features that left the group frozen in fear. Without warning, it disappeared into the forest. Terrified, the team decided to call the police. But what the officers discovered when investigating the site was far more terrifying than anything the researchers could have imagined. Want to know what they found? Click the plus and comment "Strange Creature" for part 2. Things we need to see before we die, because some moments don't even look real. This photo looks normal until the tree falls. When it hits the ground, it releases a massive cloud of pollen, perfectly shaped like the tree itself. Seconds later, the pollen slowly collapses into the air, turning the moment into a literal allergy nightmare. Some pine trees release so much pollen it looks like a yellow explosion straight out of a movie. This isn't edited. This is the Fraser River meeting the ocean in Canada. Two bodies of water touching but never mixing. You can clearly see the line between them. Why? Different temperature, salt levels, and density. Fresh river water flows into salty ocean water, creating one of the strangest natural borders on Earth. This might be the most peaceful thing you'll ever see. Giant sperm whales sleeping, standing upright. They only sleep about 10 to 15 minutes at a time, and they do it vertically, floating motionless in the ocean. They keep half their brain awake so they don't drown and can breathe when needed. Which one shocked you the most? Comment, like, and save this, because these are things everyone should see at least once.
There's a legend in Liberty Hill about a witch who refuses to rest. They say this is the grave of a slave who was hung here over 160 years ago. According to the story, Elizabeth Simpson was accused of witchcraft or theft, depending on who you ask, and executed under a tree that still stands. Her tombstone even has a chilling message written on it. As you are passing by, you must die as well as I. Legend has it you must leave offerings here on her grave to avoid this curse. People say if you stand here long enough, you'll even hear a scream from the tree line, as if something is reliving its final moments. So whether you believe it or you don't believe it, the Binnick Cemetery does have a way of making you feel watched, especially over near her grave. Be sure to like and follow for more, you creepy cuties, and I will see you on the next one. I'm so cold.
You really think she's the victim? Watch this video one more time, because what we actually just saw was a perfectly planned trap. The guy who breaks in through the window, he's her partner, while the boyfriend behind the camera is trying to figure out what's going on. She casually walks up behind him and knocks him out with a frying pan. But the scariest part comes next. They don't want his money, they want his hair. While he's unconscious, they're smiling, joking, even kissing, like this is just a normal night for them. Then she walks up to the camera and looks straight at you, while cutting off a lock of his hair. In the end, they literally lead him away like he's on strings. Now he's a living puppet, tied to a voodoo doll. And the creepiest part? It feels like they've already picked their next victim.
This guy decided to hide a camera inside his suitcase, and thanks to that, he uncovered some pretty disturbing secrets about what really goes on in airports. At first, his goal was simple. He just wanted to see the journey every suitcase takes after you drop it off at the check-in counter. But the experiment turned into something much darker than he expected. He carefully drilled a small hole in his luggage and installed a tiny camera that fit perfectly inside. Then he started packing, clothes first, and a few expensive gadgets on top. Before his trip, he tested the camera to make sure everything was working properly. Once he got to the airport, he tried to make the suitcase look as ordinary as possible, so no one would notice the hidden camera. At the check-in desk, the airline employee gave the bag a few suspicious looks, but eventually, it was accepted without any issues. After a long flight, the suitcase finally arrived at its destination. At first glance, it seemed fine, but upon closer inspection, he realized it had definitely been open. The footage from the hidden camera revealed that the suitcase had been taken through several back rooms before reaching the baggage handlers, and then came the most shocking part. They actually started opening it. One worker pulled out a tablet, while another whispered to hide it, saying how lucky they were to find something like that. That's how this blogger discovered the ugly truth. Airport staff really do steal from passengers' luggage.
In this video, the man claims that he noticed a strange dog while returning home from the cemetery. It stood motionless, staring at him with a blank, glassy gaze, as if it had recently seen something so terrifying that it stopped perceiving our reality. People in the comments were divided into two camps. Some are convinced that the dog saw a ghost, perhaps even its departed owner, and now it simply can't recover from the shock. As is well known, animals sense things that are invisible to the human eye. Perhaps it witnessed something inexplicable. Others believe it's a skinwalker, a mystical creature capable of changing its appearance. They have to regularly shed their skin because in their true form they cannot exist for long. They can take on the appearance of a household pet to get as close to a person as possible and possess their body. But even when they change their appearance, they can be recognized by strange behavior and external signs. For example, by a glassy stare or a creepy smile. And this dog has exactly that kind of look.
This scene gives the feeling of a skilled, yet mysterious and dangerous event, as if a silent hunter is tracking its target. In the quiet atmosphere of the city, the red beams rising into the sky suggest an unknown power or advanced technology far beyond ordinary understanding. It feels as though these are not just lights, but gateways to a hidden reality, each beam carrying its own secret and sense of danger.